Thanks, Avi. Check out midcamp.org for more information. All right, now back to our show and back to our normal module of the week correspondent. Let's bring in Martin Anderson Klutz, a senior solutions engineer at Acquia and maintainer of a number of modules. Martin, what do you have for us this week?
Thanks, John. This week, I thought we would talk about the real time SEO for Drupal module, which provides content authors with immediate feedback about how optimized their content is against specific keywords. It's a module that was created back in September of 2015, and the currently available versions are 8.x 1.8 and 8.x 2.0 Alpha 8, both of which were released late last year in addition to a 7.x 1.2 version. The active development currently seems to be in the 2.x branch, although it's also worth pointing out that it has been in alpha for more than 5 years. Now, in terms of open issues, there are 108 issues open currently, only 85 of which are for the 8.x branches, and of those, roughly half or 44 of them are bugs, which is pretty good when you think about the fact that the module is currently in use by over 21,000 sites, less than 20% of which are on Drupal 7. Now, the module was originally created by the Open Social account, and even today, many of the active maintainers are devs who actually work at Open Social, including King Dutch, who's the author of the most recent releases.
Hmm.
Now, the feedback that the module will provide includes not only sort of general analysis, but also specific actionable suggestions, like including the keyword in the title, the first paragraph of the content, and even in the meta description. The machine name of the module is actually Yoast SEO because it provides similar capabilities to a popular WordPress SEO plugin called Yoast, which actually costs $99 a year to use for the premium version. Eventually, the title of the module or the Drupal.org project was changed because there's no official affiliation. And I really thought this module would be appropriate for today's episode because when you think about how the module works, in many ways, it's actually just a sophisticated wrapper for an open source JavaScript library, a fork of which is now being used because the Yoast SEO JS library itself is actually deprecated open source. So I also think this module is really interesting because there are tools that I think of as kind of automated ways to do kind of technical SEO. So things like meta tag and token, but this module actually provides good feedback to content editors in terms of sort of the more creative or writing aspect of optimizing for keywords and search engines. So has anybody on our discussion today actually used Yoast SEO or maybe some other SEO focused modules?
I have only ever used Yoast in conjunction with WordPress sites. And I think we talked about this module a little bit on the WordPress episode we had a couple of months back, which is probably where you heard about this module. But yeah, I've not used it. I think it's worth testing out though. Like if it can provide um, if it can provide some automated help, that's always help. That's useful. So I'm definitely going to look into it.
Were you about to say automated help is helpful?
I caught myself, but
Yeah,
yes.
automated help is helpful. Um, yeah, no, I have not used this, but it does seem very intriguing, and everybody's always interested in better SEO. So, I think it could be useful.
Yeah, I think this module is most useful when you've got content that really is intended to be keyword targeted. So if it was going to be a WYSIWYG within a paragraph, it's probably not going to be useful to have that in there. But if you're thinking about like a blog post that is maybe trying to generate relevance against specific keywords, that's I think where this module really shines.
I mean, I just imagine like super helpful for folks that like don't necessarily know every in and out of SEO, right? So when you have content editors adding content, like it's good to have those reminders for them to be able to produce good SEO metadata for their content. So, I think that's probably a really good use case that I can think of off the top of my head.
I think it would be really interesting if there was some possibility of also having almost like some even a basic capability for like keyword research built into the tool. Um, but maybe that's part of what's in the sort of commercial WordPress plugin as well. Not super familiar with that one.
I
I
think
just,
that's what they mentioned, that the paid service is some AI like automatic recognition piece. So yeah, it's worth checking.
I just like to note that Drupal is saving you more money than WordPress in this example. Just throwing that one out there. I'm not biased, I swear. Any other thoughts? No. Well, Martin, as usual, I thank you for your time and bringing us this wonderful module.